That is the meaning of being an analyst. Analyst means that you are adding value to the company by becoming a third eye, becoming an eye to the company, becoming a mirror to the company, that wherever the company is going wrong, where the department is going wrong, where the performance is certainly dipping, you are supposed to analyze and inform the management that there's some challenge coming. Please take control. You may not be responsible to control it, but you are responsible to inform them so that they can take business decisions based on your visualization, based on your analysis. That is why I keep on telling you guys, Tableau itself is not enough to become a data analyst. You need Tableau plus statistical data analysis. You need Tableau plus data analysis to that is minimum to become a data analyst. Okay. So now that we have been going with data analysis, and there is a lot more. When I say data analysis, I'm talking about the basic analysis. Then we talk about machine learning, we talk about data science. Those are the second levels. Okay. So now we are talking about Tableau today. Why it is important? What do we look at it? And why it is preferred by majority of the companies. So we had introduced you to Tableau last week. Said, and I had already showed you the features. Today we'll be taking a data and we'll be seeing some of the features, of course, in one part, in one session. I cannot explain everything, but we will go a little slow. We will play with the data. And trust me, Tableau is like your new mobile phone. With a lot of features, keep on exploring the mobile phone for the features and keep on exploring, keep on learning. So is the thing with Tableau. If you understand the types of data, you can do anything. And we learned the type of data last week on Thursday. So understanding the data analysis is very, very important. That's what I keep on emphasizing upon. So let's say this is my data. This is the data that we are taking. And then why I'm taking this common data, there's a reason. This particular data stored trade is across all the platforms as an example. So when I'm taking this as a sample for demonstration purpose, now that you want to revise and you want to explore more and more features, and if you go to any website, any Google, tell Google, show me some features of Tableau on this data as stored trade. Traders. They will show you on this particular data so that you can relate with my training and you can add value by learning on the other platforms, the other features of Tableau. That's the reason I'm taking this particular data. So this data, I upload my data on this, and we know how to upload the data. This is called trade stores, trader stores. This is a trading data, and as usual, you can upload the data from here. Actually, I've already uploaded the data, so that becomes okay. This is my data, and you can edit the connection. You can change your data. You can add more data. When you add more data, what happens when you want to combine more data, like your SQL, some of the functions of the SQL. When you want to create new union, when you want to join some data and identify the unique rows, we will do this in maybe second or third session. So once your data is ready, once you have uploaded your data, what you do, you come to the worksheet. This will be your worksheet. This will be your worksheet, or you can say, let's take a new worksheet. So your Tableau will look like this. And I've already uploaded the data. This is what your Tableau looks like. And last week we had discussed that how to recognize what type of data it is. This is a category, and I have created some hierarchy. When you see this icon of an organization chart, this is a hierarchy I have created. It means under the category, I have added subcategory, product ID, product name. So let me once remove it and show you, and let me add, let me create another hierarchy and show you. So let's say I'm creating a hierarchy for countries, country. So I'm creating a hierarchy. Here it says add to hierarchy or create a hierarchy. I create a hierarchy, country, and I say, okay. Now you see there's a change. It says country, I can add something to the hierarchy. So now I say add to the hierarchy. Remove. Okay, because I think under the country, I'll have to find what state. Okay. Let me create the hierarchy again. Create the hierarchy, country. Now I go to state, and I say add to hierarchy. Add to hierarchy, which one? I will add it to country. So I'll add it to country. Now I say region. I go to region and I say add to hierarchy, country. So now you see my country is also a hierarchy. My category is also hierarchy. I'm creating hierarchy so that my analysis becomes better and easier. So now I'll show you why I created a hierarchy. And as I said, we will play a lot with this. This is more like a customization, this is more like adding value to your visualization. This is your column, this is your row. These are your, as this is a hierarchy. This ABSC means it's a text, it's a categorical data, which we have learned last week in our data analysis. This is your globe. The icon, it means it has geography, it has longitude, it has latitude, and we can create a map out of it when we are analyzing, when we are visualizing data. This is a calendar, this is a date. This icon indicates a date. This is your, actually this is a row ID which doesn't hold any value, but this green one, it shows a measure or a continuous data or numeric data. This is a numeric data. If I want, whatever these are measures and these are dimensions. The blue ones, everything in the blue are dimension means categorical. Everything in green are these measures means numeric. So this is numeric. If I want, I can move it to dimension. So the moment I move it to dimension, it will change its, or let's say, I change this data type. Change the data type to decimal, whole data, convert to discrete. If I convert to dimension, the moment I say convert to dimension, it will go to, it turn blue. Okay, see, it has turned blue. But I'm bringing back Control Z. I'm bringing back to fine. So this is the way we identify our type of data over here. Very important. Then whatever type of graph I need, here it will tell me. Can you please go on mute? Vinay, can you please go on, everyone on mute? So let's say any graph I pick from here, and I said, I click this map. And so it tells me for simple maps, try one dimension, means I will pick something from the blue, 0 to 2 measures. So the moment I pick something from the blue, let's say I pick up country, I pick up state, control, now I have selected one dimension. It says 1 or 2, 0 to 2 measures, okay? Now I say control, and I say select sale. I say select sale and state. Now, the moment I select state and sale, you can see this is highlighted. This map is highlighted. Apart from this, you can also see some other thing highlighted, but this is highlighted. It means it says now you can drag and drop. So I can take it over here, I can drop it over here, I can double click and I can get this map over here. Right now you can see the names of all the states of which are in the data. Now what do? I can give it a color. So I say I go to state and I give it a color. So it takes some colors, and I can also now I've got I want to show the sale over here. Now this, you see the size of the circle which you are seeing, it indicates the quantity of sales. But I'm not interested in showing, by the size. Okay, or let me pull this over here. Okay, now everything is there. What I want to show the sales with some numbers. And I'm not interested in showing the country. Let me remove the country. Sorry. Let me remove the. I just want to see the states which are my data. Now I want to see the sales on my map. So what I do, I go to my measure. My sale is a measure. I put it on label, which is T, which shows my data level. And it shows my sum of sales. It shows my sum of sales according to the state. And let me close this. Now, I'm not interested in this because I put a color. I'm not interested in this. So I go over here on the filter side. I say, no, what? Remove it. It's looking dirty. I'm not interested. I get more space for my map. So now I'm seeing the sales of everything. But you know what? I want to see the average. Forget the sales. I want to see the average. I click that. I say I want to see the average. So now I can see the average sale for all the states. But what? I say no. I want to see the profit also. So I go to profit and I put it on the label and I say profit. Now if I click over here, it will show profit is this. But what is happening now? I've taken the total profit and average sale, which is not a good way to see. So I say, give me the measure, give me the average profit, or I can go to quick table calculation and I say, give me the percentage of total profit for the particular state. So now I see that California has a profit of 22.67 of the total profit. Of the total profit of 100%, California is giving me this profit. So I want to see which is giving me the maximum, higher profit. So what I can do, okay, now I say, okay, you know what? Let me give it a size. So I say profit and give it a size. But I want to give it a size, with a different, let's say square. So you see this, bigger the square, bigger the profit. So I can very easily see that, okay, this has a good profit, 25.8. This also has a good profit. But you know what? This will take me a lot of time to see this. No, I'm not interested. I want to create a range and see that. So I say, I want to see region wise. So I'm putting region on a filter. I take region. And trust me, all these things will come in a lot of practice, but it's not difficult. Very easy. It all depends what you want to see as an analyst, what your company wants to see, what you want to prepare. So now I put the region on a filter. And it says use all. I want to see all the regions. And fine. Now I've got the region over here. I go to this option. I say show filter. The moment I say show filter, it will come over here. I can remove this. So I can edit the filter. I can edit the title. I can edit the filter the way you want to do. Okay, you can change the colors. There are a lot of options which we will learn gradually. Now, what I want to see, I don't want to see everything together. I just want to see, for East. My boss wants to see how my East is performing. Because from here, I could not make out which is my best performer. It's very crowded. So now what I do, I create another worksheet. And I say, fine, I've seen in the map, but I want to see a graph, line graph. So what I do, I go according to the date. I take order date, I put it on the column, and I also take the sale. I put it over here on rows. Now I can see a line graph. If I want, I can change the bar graph. If I want, I can change it to area. Depends what you want to see. I want circle. Now, if I want the circle, I will give it a size. Or I will say, bring the sales and give it a size. So, higher the sale, bigger the circle. Now let's go with line graph. This is my line graph. This is my year 2011, 12, 13, 14. But you can see this. When you say plus sign, it means it has a hierarchy of quarter, month, and date. So I want to see the category wise. Okay, so let me put category also. I put the category on this. Or let me put the category over here. Okay, I put the category and I say, okay, category wise, I can see that this year 2014 has the highest sale, and you can see a trend. Now, if you want to understand a trend, you must know data analysis. You must understand the meaning of a trend. And this is what I explained last week of first session, that how do you observe a trend? If you don't understand a trend, then you will not be able to explain to the management. And then I can see a trend. This, I can see that my lowest sale has been in 2012, but I can see an increase in 2013. But in 2014, I can see a better rise in my revenue, not sale. This is year-wise, but now what I want to see quarter-wise. I click this and I say, show me quarter-wise. So now it is showing me for each year, it is showing me quarter-wise. Now you can see this. Quarter 1 of 2011 was bad. Quarter 2014, I can see that every quarter my sale has been moving. And if you see the furniture has a better, then technology has a best sale. Technology has the highest sale. Office supplies has the lowest sale. This is visible quarter-wise. But I said, you know what? Let me see. Let me go from quarter to month. So now I'm going from quarter to month, but then it becomes very congested. I'm not interested in seeing this. So I can click this and I can bring it back to year and quarter. Now I can see what happens if I change the row and column. Let me change the row and column. So now I've changed the row and column. If you want to see this way, you can see it this way. That in 2011, what was my quarter-wise sale of all the category, all the types of products that we had. Now, for this quarter or for the year, I want to see subcategory. So now I see in furniture under subcategory, I can see a huge fluctuation. All my products, of course, they will not sell at the same consistency. So I can see the differences. If I want to change my graph to bar, I can change it to bar. Now, if I want to see highest to lowest, I can click this, I can see highest to lowest, or I can click this. You can see the ascending or descending order, the way you want to see your year-wise data. So this is the way you look at your data. You can also put a lot of filters. So now I want to see region-wise. I put the region over here and I say, okay, use everything. And I say, okay. And I say, show filter. It will show me filter over here. Now, I can, my boss, my client can make it interactive. They say, you know what? I want to see only for south and east. So now they are looking at a total of south and east only. So this will become, this is like a second drill down of my map. At the same time, I want to say, okay, you know what? I want to see another filter. Let me add another filter of I can take subcategory. Let me take subcategory over here. And I want to choose only the few ones. I don't want to choose everything. I just want, that I want to analyze only 4 or 5 subcategories. So, not everything. So I just take this. I can put it on my filter, show filter. And you can see over here, whatever you want to, in case you want all, you have everything. You want only these, and you want only these 3, 4, only for each. You can see only for each, these 3 categories, subcategories. And you can analyze your data. However, now that I have seen this, here I've used the year, I've used the date, and I've also used the map. Right? Now I want to see it's very important what you want to see. I want to see that which are my subcategory products which form 80% of my revenue. 80% of my revenue, where is it coming from? Which are the subcategories of my products which are giving me 80% of the revenue? I have some. Can you all see the screen? Someone is saying that he could not see the screen. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Oh, because I got a message from Sam. Anyway, I think Sam, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see it now. I just left and rejoined the meeting again.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Sorry, I saw your message now. So now that I have seen the now when you're an analyst, you have to think a lot because you have a huge data. You cannot just go on, analyzing everything. You have a lot of data. You have to see that what you want to see, what you want to show to the management, what is important about all these categories. I have 20 categories, 21 categories and columns. I have 9,000 sub rows, almost 10,000 rows. You have to identify as an analyst that what you want to see, what your audience wants to see. Because when you are an analyst, remember guys, the first question, let's say I'm asking you, let's say your boss calls you and says, you know what, Yogesh, can you please prepare presentation for a review on Monday. So what should Yogesh do? What question should Yogesh have? I want to understand. Please, Yogesh, answer. What question should you have from your boss? Or simply, he will tell you and you will go and start preparing your presentation or visualization. Will you do that? What question should you have? What should be your first question?
Please, can you ask the question again?
I'm saying, let's say your boss is asking you to prepare a presentation for Monday, and he needs the data for last 6 months on Tableau. What is the first question? What is the first question you must ask as an analyst from your boss? Yes, what is the first question that you must ask?
I don't know if I'm.
Vinay?
I don't know if I'm.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Vinay, what is the first question you will ask your boss?
I think I would like to see the data.
Data is already with you. You're an analyst, you already have data. Your boss will not give you the data. Data is already with you for last 6 months. So what is the question? What is the first question you will ask your boss?
I think
What is
it's
the first probing? Sorry?
what are we plotting against? What are we looking out for? If we are to plot, if we are to visualize something, we should have the idea of what exactly we are visualizing.
Okay, hold on. No, don't give me so much explanation. I have a simple question, give me a simple answer. When you're going for an interview, if someone is asking you a simple question, give a simple answer. Don't give too much of background, don't give too much of justification, don't give too much explanation. And my simple question as an interviewer is, when someone gives you a presentation to make, what is the first question you will ask your boss or the person who is giving you the presentation to make? Just answer me one question, simple question.
I think the question to ask is the presentation should be all about.
Sorry, Swadeep.
I said, like, what is the information that the presentation should entail? I mean, what should be the information that the presentation should focus on?
Why should we tell you the information? You're already being paid salary for it. You're an analyst. They have hired you. Why should you have been with them for a long time? So your information will depend on the answer that I'm looking for. You're talking about information. So your information on the visualization, on your presentation, will depend on the answer that I'm looking for. So what is the question which you will ask your boss? Vinay, any idea? Vijesh? Yes, Prajesh and Vinay?
My question would be that what client wants?
You're close. You're quite close. But you're not accurate. You're close, but you're not accurate. Okay. Let me. Supin, can you try?
Yeah, I would ask, what is the business objective?
Okay, you're also very close, but you're not accurate. According to the industry, you're not accurate. Otherwise, you are right. You are not wrong. Sam, what would be the right answer? What would be the right question you will ask your boss when he's asking for a presentation, which is scheduled for?
What they want from us, what they want me to find as a data analyst.
No, if you're asking them what, you cannot ask them what, your what will depend on the answer that I'm looking for. Okay, Ankit?
Maybe who are going to be presented?
Excellent.
To whom?
Excellent.
To whom to present the data?
You will ask for the audience. Who will be the audience? Like Vinay was saying, who will be a client? No, it can be a client, it can be a CEO, it can be a supervisors, it can be a CSR. So it can be a mixture of the CEO and the senior management. So the first question you will always ask is who will be the audience? Depending on your audience, now you will ask what type of information would my audience want to see? Why? Maybe you are a data analyst, you don't have access to the CEO. So you will definitely would like to ask her what would the CEO like to see? Because your boss knows the CEO. Maybe you have not interacted a lot with the CEO. So your boss should be able to tell you what the CEO wants to see. So you have to build your presentation visualization based on the CEO and not based on a junior level staff. So now when you're building up a Tableau and when you're giving a filter, when you're making it interactive, you have to give the right filter so that your CEO wants to see what he wants to see. Your CEO, if on this, your CEO wants to see the profit. Your CEO wants to see the profit. So sales and profit. So you will give him the filter of region. You will give him the filter of region. He would like to see, region-wise profit. He would also like to see the region-wise sale. So he would also like to see that which category is making the highest profit. So you will give very limited filters. Why you will give him limited filters? Because if you give him too many filters, you are going to ask your own feed. You are giving him opportunity to ask him more and more questions. So give him, your boss will always like to give him very limited features, very limited, filters or interaction so that he doesn't ask you too many questions. And that is the way when you're an analyst, you have to understand how you have to present the data, how to, even if your performance is not good, how to make it, how to convert this negative data or negative performance in a positive way, the way you approach, the way you present your data. It all depends, it's a skill. Just learning Tableau is not you cannot become an analyst. Becoming an analyst is a skill. It is also a science, it is an art. It is an art and it is a skill, or you can see it's a technique. If my data, if my performance has been this, and certainly it has gone there, and then again it is rising, definitely you will be asked question on this. It is a technique, it is an art. How you show this negative data, how you present it in a positive way. The visualization, the presentation is an art. The way you explain this art is your skill of analysis. The way you visualize it, way you present this is again a technique. So data analyst, it is an art, it is a skill, it is a technique, and it comes with an experience. It comes with an experience from your senior people. When your senior people are presenting to the management, that's where you start learning this technique of presentation, of visualization. And so you should not expect the moment I get into a job, I will get into a review meeting or a boardroom and I start presenting everything. No, it will come with experience. So I come back to this. And we will talk more on type of filter that we put in. Now let's talk. I'll say, okay, fine. I want to see 80% of our sales is generated by which are products, how many products, which is called the 80-20 principle, which we also call in data analysis, which we also call Pareto chart. Pareto chart is also called 80-20 principle. It's also called 80-20 principle. It means 80% of the wealth, 80% of the wealth is held by 20% of the population. Is held by 20% of the population in most of the countries. And that is the bitter truth. So in any performance, even my team, if I have 10 people, my 80% of my performance target is being met by 20% of my team members. Rest all average. So I will definitely reward these people. That is the 80-20 principle, which a middle level management want to see. Your CEO would not like to see this. Your managers would like to see this. Your supervisors would like to see this. So when you're preparing a Pareto chart, you're not going to prepare Pareto chart for your CEO or the senior management. They're not interested. That is a waste of time for them. So it all depends what type of chart you're preparing, keeping the audience in mind. So now if I have to prepare a Pareto chart, very, very easy. So first let's understand what is a Pareto, how do I prepare this on Excel. Understanding a Pareto is very, very important from data analysis point of view. So let's say, let me remove this aside. Let's say this is my data, this is my sale. This is the sum total of all my subcategories of sale. Okay. This is a subcategory of my sale. And I took a pivot chart, and this is my total sum, subcategories, sum of sale. Now, for phone, my total sale is $330,007. Shares, $328,449. This is the percentage of my total sale. My total sale is this. Total sale of all subcategories. This is a percentage of the entire total of percentage, total sale. This 14%, 13.93, this. And now what I'm trying to see that what is my cumulative percentage? That my phone has a contribution of 14% of my total sale. If I add phone plus chairs, what is my total contribution? That is 14 plus 13.93, which is 27.93. So what I've done, 14 plus this, I've given a formula. 14 plus this here, 14 plus this and this. And now this plus this. So what is my total cumulative percentage of sale if I add phone, chair, and tables? Right? This is what. So where am I reaching at 80%? My total 80% of my sale, approximately over here, close to about 80% of my sales, total sales are coming from these categories. These 8 categories: phone, chairs, tables, storage, binders, machines, accessories, and copiers. 80%, approximately 80% of my sale, total sale, is coming from these categories. It means I need to focus more on, I need to maintain my sales on these categories. At the same time, I need to push on the other part. Why? If the other categories, other subcategories are not performing. So this is the fundamental of, or the concept of your 80-20 principle, or what we call a Pareto chart. It means my cumulative, my 80% of my sale here, approximately, is coming from 8 categories. How many categories are there? I have 70. So 80% of mine is coming from around 40% of my total categories. So when I say 80-20, doesn't always mean that it has to be 80-20 only. That is just a name given because the majority of the performances are at the same pattern. So now we have seen this on Excel. Let's do it on this. Very easy. I take a blank sheet, okay, and let's use the logic. That's why I say learning data analysis is very important if you want to excel yourself in Tableau. Otherwise, if you make this Pareto, if you don't understand what it is, how will you explain it to the management? You will not be able to explain if you don't understand the statistics behind this Pareto chart. So let's take a new worksheet, okay, and I take this subcategory. I take the subcategory and I take the sale. I take the sale. Again, I take the sale. I take two sale, I'll tell you why. Because one, I'm looking at the total sale, the other, I'm looking at the cumulative percentage. And I put it in the descending order. Okay. Now, I have two sales over here. I have two sales. So what I will do, I will change one of them. One of the already bar. Let me change this. Okay. I will change one of them into a line graph. The other one, see, because if I show the Excel, the graph which I have prepared, one is the bar, the other is the line graph. I'm showing my 80% with the line graph. This is my bar. One axis is my total sale. The other one is my cumulative percentage of sale. So I have two axes. So here also I will create a dual axis. So I go to sum here and I say that make one of them line bar. I made one of them line bar. Now I say I need a dual axis or secondary axis also. I go to this, very easy. I say dual axis. Give me dual axis. It is giving me dual axis. Now this one is line graph, circle. No, I'm not in a circle. I want a bar graph. It is giving me a bar graph. Now this is giving me sale. This is also giving me dual axis sale. But I want percentage of total, my contribution, which I was looking at. So I say quick table calculation and give me a percentage of total. Now it is giving me some percent of total, but that's not enough. I say edit my table calculation and I say I want running total. This is my running total, and I am adding a secondary calculation, my secondary axis. Now it's giving me a secondary graph, secondary axis, and I say here I have a running total, here I have percentage of total, percent of total. So now you see the change, and I say okay, done. Now you see it is looking same as my Excel sheet. What I have prepared on Excel, it's giving me a same type of chart. So what I'm doing, I as a data analyst, I understand what is the background, how do I prepare on Excel. If I can prepare on Excel, so now I know what is Tableau doing. Tableau is doing what I'm thinking of. Tableau is doing what I'm telling Tableau to do. Tableau cannot do everything on its own. So now I can see that 80% of mine, let me change the color of the lines. So I'm changing this color to, let's say, this orange. Okay. I also am changing this to some other color. This is light green. So now this is my Pareto. I can name it over here. I can name this, name my sheet as Pareto. Okay, now, so I've named this sheet. In the Pareto that I've prepared, I can name my sheet here also. Now I can play with it. Whatever graph I want to give, I want to format this. Okay, let's say I give a right click and I want to format it. This is up to your choice. What you do, what color you want to give, what you want to give 9 points, you want to give 10 points. It all depends how much what you want to do. That is up to you. Okay, what color you want to give, what we want to do. That is up to you. You can format the axis also. Okay. I can format the axis, do whatever you want. I'm not paying too much attention on this right now because all these things we can play when you are practicing. You can change the format, everything. Now I can also give a filter over here. That fine. I want to see the Pareto that I've seen, but I want to see I already have the subcategories, but I want to see which are my products which are creating under each category, which are my products which are creating 80% of my sale. So now I will put the product under my filter, product name under my filter. But then there are too many things, okay, which are not possible for me. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this. Remove this. I'll say, give me the top 10 or top 5. So there are a lot of calculations which I will take one of the session. How to use the calculated fields. How do you modify the calculation? And you want to see the top 10, you want to see the top 5. It depends how you want to see. There are a lot of features W and Power BI give you. So I want to see the top 5 or top 10 products by category account. So hold on. Let me take the top 10. It's taken the top 10. That's why you can see your product, your Pareto has changed. Okay, though it's showing everything, it has taken the top 10. If I say take it by top 5, you can change the filter and say, you know what, you take it by top 5. It'll give you the Pareto by top 5. Anyway, this is not a good Pareto. I mean, that's not the way we see. So now let's move to another very important, and that is called the box plot, which we had seen, which we had learned. How do we make a box plot? Now you'll be able to explain, because box plot is a very, very powerful tool. You and me know that is a very, very powerful tool in any business. You can explain this, you can visualize this only if you understand all these upper whisker, lower whisker, median, you know, the size of the plots, the outliers. If you understand them, only then you'll be able to explain. That is why understanding data analysis, understanding statistics behind this is equally important. So if I make a box plot, but if you cannot explain what is the upper whisker, upper hinge, or a median, lower hinge, lower whisker, then you'll not be able to explain this visualization to your audience. So how do I make this? Very easy. Okay, let's create another worksheet. Now, we know, let me come away. We know that if I create a box plot, what does it need from me? I click over here. It says box and whisker plots, you have to have 0 or more dimension, 1 or more measure. And I said in my session that for a box plot, the type of data that you need is a continuous or a numeric data. You always need a numeric data to create a box plot. That is very, very clear. So now I take a numeric data, let's say sales. The moment I click this, I can see, and I take one, let's say, a base region, control, sales. Now I can see my box plot is active. So now I can double click and I have my box plot ready. But I can format it, I can do whatever I want to, but let me clear this. I want to see a box plot of different regions or different categories. So I know, let me create for a segment or categories. I want a box plot for categories. I put it in detail and sale. I put it over here. Okay, right now I'm not using this. I'm creating on my own. Now that I have this, what I do, I go to my graph and I say, what if I say a circle? It will give me something like this. What if I say I put this segment, this, and I take the base as a region. So I put this region category also over here, and I take the region as my detail. I take the region in my detail, but it's giving me something like this. This is not the box plot that I wanted, right? So what if I say median, or let me create something. Let's make it, some colorful one. And there are too many things to tell you, and sometimes I'm not able to decide what to tell you first and what not to tell you last. There are too many things to decide. Let's go with a simple way first, and when we create very complicated ones, then I'll teach you more and how to label them and how to add some more features to the box plots. So now when I'm adding region, it's giving me different box plots, and I can see, I don't see some outliers, this my upper hinge whisker, this my lower whisker, this my extreme value, this is my extreme value, this my median, my first quartile, my third quartile. So this is the way you look at, and also I had already taught you about how to look at a box plot. So I'm not teaching you how to look at a box plot right now. I'm teaching you just to, let's say I'm formatting it. And I'm giving a color. Let's say I'm giving this a color. Okay. So this is the way you create a box plot from your data. And then let's say scatter plot, which is again a very, very, very important, very critical tool, very powerful tool of statistics. This will actually tell you which are the features from my data that I should look at for any improvement. From here, which are the ones which will actually tell me which are actually my point of improvement at a glance. So this is very, very important when I have to create a scatter plot. So scatter plot, we all know that you always have two numeric or continuous data. I mean, otherwise you cannot create a box plot. So I take sale. And I take profit. Then I can take something in my detail. Then you can take the category and say, now let me explain this over here. Sale and profit. I've taken the category as my detail and the state. Now I can further, if I do this, it'll change to region. If I put the category, it change. You'll see the change in my. That is a benefit of creating a hierarchy. With the hierarchy, you can see a change in my scatter plot. So the moment I put the category on detail and the state on detail, you will see this. You will see this now. This line, I can remove this line, trend line. This is what it's looking like a scatter plot. I can see that there is a strong positive correlation between sales and profit. But I want to see a best fit line. Again, a linear regression you can only explain when you understand what is a linear regression from your analysis. Most of the people, and that's why before teaching Tableau or Power BI, I always teach data analysis, the statistics, so that now when you're visualizing on Tableau, you'll be able to explain to the audience what this is talking about, and you're adding value to your visualization. Otherwise, you remain just like a MIS guy. You don't understand. If your audience will ask you, what is this? What is this? Then someone else will get up from the seat to explain what this is. So what you will, trust me, guys, if you don't understand data analysis, what will be your role as a data analyst? Let me tell you, you may feel bad, okay? You may feel bad for some time, but that is the truth. What will happen? You are sitting at a desk. This is your desk. Someone comes to you and says, Anup, just make this, I want some presentation. I want some presentation for last 6 months, okay? And I want a box plot, I want a regression, and I want some, logistic regression, some, and I want a Pareto, okay? Now that you have learned to make all these things, you will make the presentations, okay? You make the visualization, the dashboard, storyboard, and he will take it from you. You are not even going to the boardroom. Trust me, you are not going to the boardroom because you don't understand what he's going to present. You will be called only to the boardroom to understand what did you make this? Why did you make this? Otherwise, you are not going to the boardroom. If you understand analysis, your walk, your entrance, you are actually opening an entrance for yourself to the boardroom, guys. If you want to move to the boardroom to present it to the CEO, to present it to the management, you must understand what is data analysis. You must understand how to analyze everything on R or Python or Minitab, wherever you want to. That is why just don't focus on Tableau. You will remain outside the meeting room. You will not grow. So now that we have done this, now we can go to a dashboard. Now, whatever worksheet that we have prepared, we create a dashboard. You have a dashboard over here. Okay, so let me create a new dashboard. Now, when you have a dashboard, first thing, you must come over here and say size, say automatic. You put an automatic size. And Tableau will adjust the size according to your worksheet. Now, I say, I put automatic. First thing I want to put is my map. I want to put my map. I drag my map from here and you can see the shape. And I leave it. It will adjust automatically. Okay, it will adjust automatically. Now, I pick up my Pareto chart. And I drag it and it will find some space. See, it says, do you want to put it on the lower side? You want to put it here vertically? You want to put it this side vertically? Where do you want to put it? I say, I want to put it this side vertically. I leave it over here. So now it has adjusted itself. Let me hide this. Okay. I want to hide this also for now. all the filters will start coming over here. So now let's say I don't want to make it very crowded. So I can take the third one, but I don't want to make it very crowded. So I'm just putting two visualization on my first dashboard. I can name this dashboard as a top 10 or Pareto of my sales. I create another dashboard. I name this dashboard whatever I want to, and over here I want to put my category wise sale. And also I want to put my box plot over here. I want to put my box plot. And let me put the automatic size. Okay. And so now I can see my second dashboard. Now that now you can format all these things. All these things can be formatted. Don't worry about these things. All these things can be formatted. They are very easy things. Not to worry. Not to worry about these things. Now I can put my filter over here. If you click this, it'll show you this. You say go to sheet. I go to my sheet. I put my filter over some filter over here. Let's say region, everything, and I apply, and I just show the filter. I also tell this worksheet that show my filter everywhere wherever this data is required. Apply to all using this data source or selected worksheet or only to this worksheet. So if I see all using this data source, okay, now if I go to my dashboard, I will see my filter over here. I can see my filter over here. So now when I click this, only furniture, let's say I want to make it interactive. I want to make it only furniture. I'm getting the segments box plot for only furniture, and I'm getting the sale for only furniture. So I can put more filters over here and to see what exactly I want to see. So there's a lot of this Tableau and Power BI. They're very interactive, and you can add a lot of values to the visualization, to the reviews, to the meetings, provided you understand. To some extent, you understand the analysis. You understand the statistical part of your data. Similarly, you can create a storyboard. Now that you have your dashboard, I've pulled the dashboard from there to this place. I've pulled the dashboard from here to this place, and I can write my caption. What do I want to talk about this story? That okay, under the three categories of my categories, South Dakota has a profit of 0.14% with a sale of 136, or my highest sale is, if I see this, my highest sale is coming from the state of California with 26.67. If I zoom it more, I can see. If I want to see, I also want to inform that which has my best state, or which is the country, which is the region for my central, which is state which is giving me the highest sale and profit. It says that my highest sale is coming from Texas, but it is in the negative profit. So you can write your storyboard over here. Once you write the storyboard, you can add another caption over here from here. You can add more captions from here. And you can also add some text. You can add some text, whatever you want to write. And I can just, you want to add some story to this, you want to add something to this, you can add something over here to highlight it. So this storyboard here, you can add another story over here. So I say, let me just write some caption. I'm just writing some caption even. Now, you can show the title, you can remove the title, whatever you want to. You can duplicate the sale. You can create the layout the way you want to. You want caption boxes or you want numbers. If you want numbers, you can put numbers. You want dots, you can see dots. You want only arrows, you can see arrows. You want caption box, you can put your caption box sales in US. And then you can start writing your stories over here through your text. Or there are many options you will learn as we move in the sessions. Any question, anything that, because I cannot cover everything in one session, but I just wanted to give an idea that's very, very interesting. And learning data analysis is equally important if you really want to excel in the field of data analyst. Don't get into a perception, don't get into a wrong perception that you can only do it with Tableau or a Power BI and you can get a job of a data analyst. Sorry, that will not work for you. Anything, any question?
Hi, Anup, this is Satwinder.
Yeah, Satwinder.
Yeah, I just have one question. Let's say if we have created these graphs and tables, and let's say we have used the 3-month data, and we want to add 4-month data into it, and we really want these tables and graphs to be automatically updated. Is it possible, or do we need to create from scratch?
No, let's say you are adding your data over here, okay? You're adding your data on this Excel, okay? Now, go to Tableau and go to data, and you can refresh. The moment you refresh, it'll be asked, you will modify filters and say, hey, I see you want to proceed, yes. So whatever data you added, it will be updated. So now it's preparing your data. You see? So it will be updated.
Okay. Can I ask one more question, but that is not related to Tableau. I did bit of a Power BI, before knowing that there are some sessions going on conducted by yourself. I did some bit on Power BI, but I was not able to do this step in Power BI. Maybe bit of more awareness or knowledge around Power BI. So meaning adding the incremental data to already the graph and the tables you have created.
See, every platform has a different approach. So I will teach you in Power BI how to refresh the data. When I'm covering Power BI after 2 weeks, okay, or after a month, because I don't want to teach you Power BI and Tableau together, you'll be totally confused. Or you can connect with me on one-on-one, okay, and I will tell you on Power BI how to refresh the data and automatically adjust with the existing visualization.
That should be okay. Thank you, Anup.
Anyone else with more questions? Supan, Yogesh, Sam, Kende, Dr. Majid.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, which tool you will recommend? Tableau or Power BI?
Sorry?
Sir, which tool you will recommend to us to become master of?
No, it depends. Many companies ask for Tableau, many companies ask for Power BI. You must get exposed to both because the features, the name of the features, different features are same. But you should, at this moment, you should master Power BI. You should learn both, but master Power BI. Power BI is more in demand in the market. Because it is linked with Microsoft Office.
Yes,
Sam, any question? Yogesh?
Sorry, Anup. I just want to know what you wanted to say in the story. Is it more of a briefing what we have done in the map and in Pareto and
Yeah, yeah. The story is that what is the dashboard telling you about? What is the solution that you're providing to the business? What is the key point? What is the keynote you're bringing from these dashboards, from these graphs? You're telling the management in bullet points. You understand?
Okay,
So
yeah.
you'll be writing all the notes over here in this over here, so that it tells you that now you have prepared a dashboard. Everybody has seen the dashboard, right? We have seen the dashboard. We have seen the worksheet. That's okay. Now, but tell me in bullet points, or executive summary, what are you trying to tell me from the entire performance for the last 3 months? Just feed me in bullet point. That's it. A storyboard. What is the way forward? How do you want to take it way forward? That's what. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine, so we call it a day, and we'll meet again on Thursday with something more interesting. In the meantime, I'll upload the recording on YouTube and the platform. You can practice, you can learn, you can ask me questions before we meet on Thursday again. Okay.
And thank you, Anu, for taking the session. That's really knowledgeable and insightful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care of
Yes, thank you
yourself.
very much.
Yeah, thank you, Anup.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.